to Ballerina and planning to go find everybody else. And Syl was arguing with Colt for a moment and then ran away, go rob a bank, and proceeded to kind of just get yeeted into an alley. I believe Izzy is also in the alley.
Oh yeah, I should probably change my nickname back to my characters.
Yeah, that would help. Basically what happens next is really based off of mostly Alcus and Esme go to try and find people and what people are going to do when they're found, even though they're kind of just sitting there in the tavern. So it's not really that hard to find.
Well, I guess James could start off on one of our characters and have a...
Alcus and Esme and figure out who they're looking for first. So I'm kind of waiting for him to do something.
I'm going to the bar. Oh, wait, no, I can't go to the bar.
You could. You might have some trouble there, but you could.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go underneath the bar and find the cat boy.
Okay, so you're going back into the secret tunnels.
Secret tunnels. Secret tunnels.
Hey, you see her just kind of... You see him walk off and just kind of drop underground through the floor.
I'm not there.
Yeah. And which tunnel do you head down, Alcus?
I didn't know there was more than one.
Well, there's one main one that you've been following, and then there's the others.
I'm at another one. Can I roll to see if anyone will kill me?
You can roll just to check and see if there's any traps and stuff.
That works. What would that be? Investigation?
Yeah, that would be investigation.
A natural 20.
Natural 20. You find
Unnatural.
Yeah, I know.
You heard that part, okay.
All of them seem completely safe, but you can tell they all lead in completely different places. One even seems to leave the town based off of its length. All the others, different buildings within the town, different parts of those buildings. And if you just keep going forward, you know that you will lead yourself back into the room that seems to be the center of all the tunnels.
I'm gonna go left.
If you go left. So, left,
I'm gonna go a weapon just in case.
By going left, you find yourself just in a small room. There doesn't seem to be anybody in there at the moment. You are surrounded by books at the moment and some burnt furniture, lots of blood across the walls and floor.
Can I tell what type of blood it is? Like what creature it came from?
You can try.
Would that be investigation?
Yes, with disadvantage. Technology for that in this age.
How do you do disadvantage?
You roll twice and take the lower roll.
Okay. Dang it. I got 4. If you let me just keep the 19, I would have been fine.
You know that it's blood.
Can I roll to see if I know the books, or if any of them are important?
Upon closer inspection on the books, you realize they are all burnt to the point of being unreadable.
Is there anything of value, or anything that can tell me, hey, who died?
You see a small necklace laying on the floor, and it doesn't seem to be very valuable, but it has just a small ring on it.
I'm gonna yoink it. So, is there anything else in the room?
No, it's just the burnt furniture, the blood, and burn marks everywhere. As well as the books.
Is there any trapdoors in the room? Can I roll for that?
You can roll for that. It would also be an investigation.
That would be a 15.
So, you notice that one of the burnt books is only burnt on one side of it, and there seems to be a small handle that has been revealed on that side.
I'm gonna pull it.
Bill, you fall through a trapdoor and into a room filled with water. About halfway up the room from you is a specter.
Oh, what? I don't know what that is.
Not good, that's what it is.
Oh, shit. So, someone tell me what a specter is?
I need you to roll initiative. It's a ghost.
Can I just crawl back up?
Nope. You only didn't get hurt by that fall because there was so much water in the room.
Can I drown myself?
That you die, drown yourself. I don't think that's a very good way of fixing the problem. So you're drowning yourself
No.
because you saw a ghost.
No, that would be my just reaction to falling down the well.
So that's what it looks like. A picture of it is in D&D. So, yeah, you need to roll initiative.
I did. I got 18. I told you.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Esme, you saw Alcus go into the first trapdoor. Did you follow? How did you respond to that?
So I don't know what Esme's gonna do, so I'm gonna roll for it to see what she does.
Just rolling to see what you do. Roll history.
Alright. Give me 1 second. I need
Since
to-
you've lived here, you're like quite a while. So.
Probably 50 to 80 years.
And you know the person who made the tunnels, so.
Love how you're not telling me something I should know as my character, but I understand why. 19.
So, recognize the book above. Merlin had it out and said something about it. You don't really remember exactly what he said, but you remember him saying something.
Can I roll to remember what he said?
Nope. Your history
Roll
check wasn't
remember.
good enough to remember exactly what he said.
I got a 19!
Yep.
Ugh.
He just kind of muttered something once about this book. It's not something that's easily remembered.
Is
In
it
your
like
head, then you'll
recent?
remember.
Is it like recent? I remember this, or is
No,
it like years
it
ago?
was a while back.
Okay. Can I roll Arcana to see what type of book it is? Like if there's any magic or anything?
You realize the book is really just a lever.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense than what I was thinking. I think she looks at what's her? She's the vampire bard,
Ballerina.
Valerina. I'm probably never gonna be able to say that name right. She looks at her and says, should we go after him or?
Before you say anything else or even finish that sentence, Ballerina just kind of pulls on the book and drops through the floor.
Good lord, why? It's essentially Max all over again. Ugh.
Max, but it's an NPC and a vampire.
I know.
And not
Okay.
your sibling.
Quick question. Is Karma nearby or is it just Valerina?
Syl, as you all currently know him as,
I know.
it's just kind of standing outside, wishing that
Grumpy.
he'd never come here.
Okay. She goes up to him and says, I'm gonna follow your friend. I don't know what's going to happen, so, bye, I guess?
He just kind of looks at you and shrugs.
Okay, is there a way for her to prepare for the drop thing so she's ready for it when she
Not
falls?
really,
Okay,
because you don't really know how far the drop is. All you know is when you pull that book, you're going to be below the floor.
I think she would, like... Can I make, like, an acrobatics check after, like, I pull it?
Yes.
Alright, she takes a deep breath, and then she pulls it, and then you fall! Because that's the type of stuff that my character will do. Let's see. I got a measly +1. I'm gonna die.
Well, as you saw, you can't take fall damage from the first trap.
I know, still. Oh, heck yeah! 19!
You land on your feet like it was nothing, as it quite literally basically was. The tunnel
Oh, come
was
on!
just tall enough for
Are you kidding me? Come on!
and the floor panel there was
I got a
just something that
19!
flipped downwards, didn't let you pass through, and then reset itself.
Okay. Do I see, Valaria?
You see Ballerina running forwards as she seems to be smelling the air and following the scent.
Can I roll perception on her?
Yes.
Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I need another thingy. It's perception, and she has +3. 5.
All you know is she's smelling the air and she's running forwards. After running for like about a foot,
Esme
she sees the
follows,
little
but
turn
she's
and just
not, like,
runs down it.
follows, but she's kind of like hesitantly because she doesn't know what's going on. So
Esme, you find yourself in the ruins of Gabriel's room.
oh god, oh god, oh god, oh. I don't know how my character's gonna react to this. How long ago was the incident again? 3 years?
It's been a little while.
Can anyone see her right now? Like,
Nope, Valerina, right as you ran in, just kind of grabbed another book and then disappeared into the floor.
I think Esme would just turn like almost completely white because she's had really bad things happened here and she never wanted to be here again. So is there anything that was here that was his? Like anything?
Yes, a small necklace with a silver ring on it.
I took that.
Oh yeah, you did. So never mind. No, there's not.
Anything else? Besides
No.
I think. Can I roll to see observe what's like who's been through here and stuff? Like
yeah.
What would that be? Survival.
Roll investigation with survival. There we go. Survival.
Right? That's a 13.
Okay, you realize that 2 people have passed through here.
I think Esme would just look around and like she's like, you know that when you feel sick and you just clutch your stomach and you don't want to move at all? That's kind of how I imagine her body posture being right now. And she just like, does it still smell like stuff?
It smells like fire.
I think she has to like take out a handkerchief and cover her nose because like bad smell association.
Appears a small black cat which proceeds to try to lead you out of the room.
Is it baby? Is it Luna's baby? Or no? Because Esme would know.
It is.
I think she would like. She's like very pale, and she just follows them because she's too much in shock right now. So yeah, that's kind of how I imagine them. So how old is the kid again in this world? Because I can't remember. I'm trying to.
That marks down too.
I think around 12ish or something.
Yeah.
Same.
I think it was 13.
12 or 13.
Specifics.
So what happens next? I'm really enjoying this today.
Okay.
I like Adele. I love it when you DM, but I love being able to roleplay more.
Anything else anybody else is doing before we actually go into the fight? Because I kind of want to make it where during this prologue thing we fight as little as possible and get as much of the role-playing done as possible.
Yeah.
There's a monster in that room, okay?
It's your
There
dead
could be a
fault,
monster in that
Kika.
room.
You're the one who went in there.
He's the one who did tell me there's a monster in it.
Why would I tell you that there's a
You
monster
could
in
have
it?
just not done it. It's rude.
Sorry, but you grabbed the lever in the book. You didn't even have to find this entire room. It's like a challenge rating 1 monster. It's not that strong. And you've got a vampire backing you up. Is anybody else going to do anything? Currently you all are supposed to be trying to find, Valerina and Syl. So Valerina has just followed Alcus into the little rooms underground that you all don't know about.
Roll to find out.
That's true. You could just go looking for trap doors and secret entrances and stuff and find it. You also find that there is a person just kind of standing outside for everybody in the bar, though the bar is currently locked by the barkeep. There is a person standing outside with large wolf ears and tail and bright orange hair.
Oh, I know it's yay!
Why am I just imagining Bakugo?
Or you all in the tavern, where very obviously werewolf person approaches the bar, grabs the 2 sealed shut doors and rips them off their hinges
Oh dear.
to continue
Yeah,
to
that
walk
sounds
in.
like Bakugo.
He then proceeds to just put the doors back on and run his fingers along the hinges, which fixes them, and walk the rest of the way into the room.
What's the barkeep doing?
At the moment, he is staring at the newcomer who just ripped the doors off and then put them back on, just because he could.
Because he felt like it.
Yeah. Anyone going to attempt to interact with him?
Can I try to sneak into the bar and stay hidden and watch what plays out?
You can. You can definitely do that. Roll stealth.
I got an 18.
Okay. Once anybody rolls high enough to see you, you should be fine, as the newcomer does not seem to care to be looking for you, and barkeep hasn't been paying as much attention since the newcomer just ripped open the doors.
I'm going to wait for a moment where I might need to intervene to see if anything happens.
Is anybody else going to do anything? Shall I
A
continue
part of me
with...
just wants. I want to,
Sid.
but Esme isn't there, so I'm just gonna
That's
wait.
true. The boy then continues to walk up to the bar, summon a golden goblet with jewels layered across it, and he lays some gold on the table and walks over to Fritz and asks him if he would like a drink.
Oh dear.
Oh, he's walking to Fritz? Alright.
Yes. He asks him if he would like a drink and sits the cup in front of him.
I reckon I would.
He hands over the cup.
You didn't hear this, but I
away.
just cackled when I heard Adele's southern accent. I love it so much.
For a moment after the cup has been handed to you, his eyes seem to glow a bright crimson, and his hair changes to silver before shifting back into the appearance that took on his way in.
Alright, that was mighty strange, but I guess I'll go over here and enjoy my drink now. I'm gonna go. I'm not sticking around for whatever's happening.
Nuh-uh.
How far away do you try to get with the cup?
Can I go just across the bar or tavern?
Yes. Across the tavern, one of the jewels starts to glow slightly, and then the others slowly start to glow as it glows brighter and brighter. In the drink inside, there's steam rolling out of it and over the top, and after a moment of that, it seems to cool and the lights dim. For every light in the building flashes, and all of the torches' fire goes from deep orange that it usually is to green.
Uh-oh.
Light show?
Adele, your character is so screwed.
I was just trying to be like that one picture or that video where he's like, that guy's got horns. Oh well, not gonna ruin my day. But I'm being dragged into this.
Just a question, what's your alignment?
I think he's chaotic neutral.
Okay. Do you take a sip of the drink?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I need... I'll roll percentage, because that works too. 8%. So, the drink tastes amazing. It's the best thing you've ever tasted. And that's it.
See guys, you can definitely
Whoa.
trust weirdos with glowing eyes to give you random drinks. Definitely nothing bad will happen.
Listen, they don't know that he's Karma. Only Colt knows that technically. And you've had hints, but your character wouldn't know because your character doesn't know who Karma is.
My character's just like, I just wanted to come here and have a drink and... Alright. So nothing...
Hey, you got a pretty nice drink though. Yeah, there's no harmful effect. Actually, temporarily your charisma stat increases by 2.
Oh, nice. Okay. My total of 12 charisma. Is there any way for me to find the tunnels that Alkis went down?
Yes, just roll perception or investigation, depending on if you're searching for them or just wanting to have randomly realized them and other things in the room. In which case, if it's perception, it's disadvantage because you're not specifically looking for something. And so you'll just find random other things, most likely.
And he drank.
I got an 8.
You have no clue, but you are currently standing right on top of it.
I'm drinking ambrosia.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I could have sold this.
So
I could
it's gonna have
pull
more
it.
effect on you than it would on, say, a non-mortal.
Ulrich is just watching this from the corner, like,
Y'all don't know that.
It's true. Yeah. Ulrich, you see a small silver mouse perch across the floor in front of you.
Mouse what?
Just a small silver mouse.
can I follow it?
This is like medieval times, so there's no computer mice.
Why the hell would a mouse be silver?
Don't worry. Well, that's exactly the point.
Robotic.
You do realize
This
this
mouse,
is James.
it's silver.
I don't know if I should grab it. Kind of been around the business, and I know stuff like this is weird, but so it's on the other side of the room, right?
So, it just ran like right in front of your feet across the floor.
Can I try to catch it?
Yeah.
Okay. What should I roll for that?
Just roll acrobatics.
That's an 11.
Dart after the mouse, and as you're about to grab it, it splits into 3 mice.
What the hell?
What? Do I see this happening?
This makes me giggle.
You would know a lot of things about this place, but probably not exactly
Not
what's
this
happening.
one, but I love what you guys are doing.
Okay, you kind of realize 3 silver blurs come out of 1 silver blur. So one of the mice is grabbed a medium-sized house cat.
What are you doing to my poor cat? What are you doing to my cat that's like smokes like 6 cigarette packs a day and sounds like a smoker? I know. That's why I love him so much.
You notice that the cat comes out from the board below you. You attempt to pry open the board, and the entire thing just spins. It's very obviously some kind of trapdoor thing. That's true. So,
Sounds like a normal drunk person experience. But
you find
all things
yourself.
happen.
You find yourself in a study. So, Ulrich is currently still by the 2 leftover mice. There are lots of books. Them are along the lines of just studies of magic. There are 3 that are completely different. They are each about helping people in need, specifically someone who's paralyzed and cannot walk, someone who has experienced great tragedies, and someone who has been abandoned. The cat has been here. Based off of movement, they weren't a cat when they were in here. There is a large desk. Inside is a small notebook. And what looks like just a wooden stick. Okay, you grab the stick and sparks come out of the after the sparks come out, the sparks start to form and create a dragon-like shape, which looks you in the eyes, realizes that you are not supposed to be down here, and blasts what looks like a cone of fire at you,
Oh no!
and you appear back in the tavern. Completely unharmed. One was left behind. The cat is currently still holding one of the silver mice, and the other 2 fade away as becomes obvious that the one that the cat is holding is the real one. Yes, there is a mouse that can cast illusions. Roll acrobatics. Okay, so you go for the cat and are held against the wall by a glowing hand.
Oh wow,
Ain't me.
this noise.
Izzy, what are you doing during all of this?
I don't even know what's going on. I thought I was like with like Hades.
Yeah,
or something.
you
I
are
don't even know.
currently with Hades and Colt.
Okay.
And Hades is just kind of dragging you all off because he's done trying to talk to you all after Colt.
You should just yeet Cole. Just yeet.
And it did just get thrown into the alleyway by Hades. He was like, nope, I'm not working on actually getting you to come over here. I'm just throwing you. There we go. Go for the other guy. There we go. While they're handling Strange and Mouse, it's time for Alcus to try and fighting a spec. You get to go first.
Oh, 11 a hit.
He misses.
My turn? I can't remember.
Unless you have any bonus actions, then yes.
I can hide. Can I
Yeah,
hide?
you can definitely hide as a bonus action. There's not really anywhere to hide, but
I'm gonna go under the
you
water
can
and
go
hold my
under
breath.
the water.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
do that.
Okay, the Spectre got a natural 1 to hit you.
Isn't like the water your character's greatest fear?
Oh yeah. I didn't make the character, so thank you, Cat. So can I hide on the ceiling? Roll acrobatics.
Yeah, you can roll acrobatics to get onto the ceiling. It's gonna be hard, but you can do it.
I got not 20.
Okay, you get on the ceiling. Yeah, the Spectre got a natural 1 to hit you, so
Yeah, that's.
Ballerina stabs the Spectre with a fork.
What is it, Skyrim?
The wizard just stabs someone with a fork. So she stabs it with a fork. Basically, what's like purple lightning from her hand into the fork and then runs through the Spectre, and then the Spectre completely fades.
Is she a lightning bender?
She does have the ability to shoot necrotic energy out of her hand.
That works. Did the Spectre drop anything?
Dropped a small, partially burnt photo.
Can I ask the
That's
vampire
how there's
girl
a
to hand
photo
it
in a
to
world
me?
that doesn't even have
Yeah.
freaking cameras.
I'm gonna ask the vampire girl to hand me the
Magic.
photo.
Okay, she picks up the photo to send what it looks like.
I guess it's gonna cover his hand in his shirt before he picks it up.
On it, written across the bottom in a very
He looks
fancy
like Harry
script,
Potter.
said, "Don't forget, greatest son for anyone."
Don't forget Harry Potter. Okay.
The back of the photo, it says the name of the person in it, and that name is Gabriel Silvier.
I'm gonna climb back up
Almost.
the trap door.
Almost. Technically, he died right after proposing.
Oh. Can I climb back up the trap door?
And attempt to.
Roll acrobatics?
Yeah.
I'm already on the ceiling, so do I get advantage?
I guess so. Like, from anywhere else, you probably would have gotten disadvantage, though, because of all the water, so
I'm closer to it, please.
that's true. I'm just gonna give you the advantage anyways.
Thank you.
Because I can.
Thank you for the advantage, or else I would have been screwed. That'd be an 18.
18. You accomplish climbing out through the door, find yourself back in the bloody room, but something seems different once the picture is brought in.
Can I roll to see what's different? Or
Yes.
did I just notice? What would that be?
Roll history.
I don't know how I'd know anything because I just got here, but.
Well, yeah, but you just saw the room.
22.
You go into this other room. When you come back, the room looks different.
I got 22.
Okay, so you look around, and everything had any words on it. The words have changed completely.
What do they say now?
It depends on which one. One of the books, which before was just a burnt book with writing scrawled on the side that seems to be most likely a spell book, now
Oh, shit.
says help.
Can I investigate it?
The word help seems to have been a programmed illusion for if any words relating to having died brought into the room. Programmed illusions stop working if the caster has been killed, as well as the caster is out of range of them being capable of casting the spell.
Can I roll to
Yes, you
see?
can.
Okay, would that be investigation?
Disadvantage because you never knew them.
Would that be investigation?
No.
That would be an unnatural 20.
That this was casted by Gabriel Sylvie, which therefore means Gabriel is still alive,
Oh!
because the spell would have ended if he had died.
I'm gonna continue on through the tunnel then.
Which way do you go once you have left his room?
Left.
Yeah, Esme, how far did you get away from the room? How fast were you walking?
I think she ended up like needing to throw up because the smell got really bad. So probably
Okay, so
not
you're
far.
just like right outside of the room.
And she's probably curled up on the floor and is trying not to have a full-on panic attack.
Do I notice
So that's
you?
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, you would totally notice me.
you see
Yo, are you
Esme
fucking okay?
for having a panic attack, apparently, with a small black cat trying to comfort her.
Are you okay?
I think she looks up at you and like she's like really crying really hard because she really never wanted to come back to this place. And then she is here now, and considering all that's been going on in her life, I don't think she's able to say anything. So that's basically what's happening with her right now.
Alcus is gonna fall down and start like trying to comfort her the best he can. Would you
I
get
hope
to
that he's
make up what that is?
He could try to help her sit up or like just,
Okay.
I don't know. Isn't there a technique where if somebody's having a panic attack, you have them listen to your heartbeat so they can focus on that instead of the thing they're panicking on?
No, it's called the
I may have
5 things. You have to name 5 things you see, 5 things you smell, 5 things you
Okay.
I am still in the bar. Last time I checked, hiding. I don't think I need to be here anymore, but I did just watch Fritz get grabbed by a giant hand. So that is.
It's not really a giant hand. It looks like somebody just kind of casted Mage Hand and threw Fritz with it.
Well, that is not something I know that happened. So, well, actually, I guess.
And
I think that's not normal.
then notice that the cat's eyes are glowing as the Mage Hand continues to exist.
Okay, can I grab the cat by the scruff and pick up and say, gotcha?
You can try.
Several for that.
Full acrobatics.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so entertaining.
A little harder than I was expecting because
That's
I got a nat 20.
Oh, yikes.
That's a 21.
Go to grab the cat, and it seems that you're definitely going to grab it. And then the cat fades into smoke and appears behind you.
Well, that's. I say to myself.
Just natural 20.
Pablo the Brave is going to die.
Not Pablo anymore.
Not Pablo anymore. It's like James isn't Nico, but he still has his name.
Cat then gives up on using this disguise, and it's just kind of he's now a shortish cat person looks really angry instead of a cat.
Shortest cat person known.
Is it baby or is it big one?
It is Merlin.
Oh god, yeah, they're screwed.
It's like the sword and stone,
Okay.
Merlin.
Turn around to it and say, what are you? And what are you doing?
He looks at you and he says, "My name is Merlin. I live here."
Is he one of the people we are supposed to be finding? Right?
No, you are trying to find Ballerina and Syl. Merlin's just kind of an NPC within the village. Specifically, a level 20 wizard that just lives there.
Is that the one Aura met?
Yes. This is the guy who made all the tunnels.
Who made all the what?
All the tunnels underground.
Oh.
Only a few of you have found, including the study.
I say then, care to explain why you're doing this to this person right here?
I did not make them come back from my study. However, they did intrude and start messing with my things. Otherwise, they wouldn't have teleported here.
I see. I've been keeping an eye on these people. And, well, I'm just needing to know if you're going to kill them, because I've been following them for a while. I have my own reasons.
I do not see a reason to kill any of them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
One of them, at least, even seems quite nice.
I see then. Well, I suppose carry on, but I'll be keeping my eye on you. And I turn to Fritz and you too. I then leave the bar for now.
Oh, okay.
This is like, what did I do?
But I'm just kind of keeping an eye on you because I'm trying to find what's their faces too. I always forget.
And turns into a puff of smoke, and Fritz, you are dropped to the ground.
Stand up and dust myself off and readjust my cowboy hat.
Merlin walks up to you and says, "You do not want to anger me.
Alright.
And draws a small notebook out of his pocket and says, I believe you will like this. Hands it to you.
Okay. I take the notebook and flip through it.
Within the notebook is a list of necromancy spells for higher levels, as well as how to use them.
Oh, heck yeah! I tell him thank you, and I put the notebook in my bag for safekeeping.
He nods and then returns to the tunnel and his study.
First he threatens me. Now he's like, here's this notebook, and I'm gonna leave.
It's kind of an apology for threatening you, but also a look at what I am capable of. Don't anger me.
I can do this, and Fritz just doesn't care, and is like, oh cool, spells. And
Wait, what class is Fritz?
Fritz is currently a gunslinger, but he's gonna be a gunslinger necromancer eventually.
Well,
Yeah, you'll want that stuff.
So does this mean you're casting spells out of your gun eventually?
Yep, that's my plan.
That's awesome.
Nicer for that.
That's my plan, is to buy or build a gun that can shoot necromancy spells and has skulls and stuff all over it. Edgy.
Magic bullets.
yeah.
Like, imagine you just shoot a skeleton and they just come to life.
Going to do anything with Hades, who's currently just kind of dragging you down the alleyway.
So I'm just literally dragging.
Yes, there is a tall man in dark grayish black armor with a large longsword on his back, just dragging you along the alleyway.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm gonna ask him, excuse me, sir, why are you dragging me down the alleyway?
Looks at you and says, there's a gateway there. And he points at a brick wall.
Gateway to what, sir? That's a brick wall.
He says, you will see. And then throws Mushu at the brick wall, where Mushu just kind of disappears.
Who was that you just threw to that brick wall?
Some guy
Really small.
used to be working with a little lizard thing.
Okay, I can walk into the wall myself.
He says okay and just kind of drops you in a heap.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of walk up to the wall, and then I'm gonna I'm not gonna walk straight into it. I'm gonna put my hand up to it, and does my hand go into the wall?
Your hand disappears. The other side, you feel what seems to be a sword embedded into the ground.
All right, I'm gonna walk in. Actually, no. Before I walk
You
in,
find-
I'm gonna turn around and say, "Are you coming into?"
Says yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna walk.
Okay, you find yourself in an armory, and right after you walked in, Hades walks in behind you. Beside you is a sword that emanates darkness and death.
He what? He showed it to me.
No, just standing beside you, just
I was standing
on a rack like all the other weapons, which all the other ones also seem to be basically the same way.
Did I ask him why he brought me here? Also, who is he? I'm not.
Because my name is Hades, General of Merkul's army. I brought you here because you got a letter, didn't you?
Did I receive a letter? Genuinely asking you.
Yes. Everybody received a letter depending on which alignment you had, which letter you would have received. You said you were playing an evil aligned one, so you would be with Hades and them, correct?
I'm chaotic neutral.
Okay, well, still ended up here. We are in an armory full of magic armor and magic weapons, which in this world are extremely rare, and it's this large room completely filled with them.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell him yes, I got the letter. Did the letter specify why I was coming here?
It said that Merkul needed mortals to slay an enemy. Didn't exactly state who or why. Just he needed you to kill somebody.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna tell him. So I'm guessing you brought me here to slay that thing that was said in the letter.
Nods. And then he says, you will need armor, and most likely you will need a sword.
Okay, so I'm gonna look around and pick the coolest looking fucking sword there is.
Okay, the sword you find seems to be made out of obsidian for the blade, and the hilt where it meets the sword has what looks like small dragon horns hurling out of it.
Are these real dragon horns? I ask him.
It's-
Is there a special thing that this sword does? And I kind of look at him like I know it's magic.
Neck Razor is a longsword made of obsidian that, as a bonus action, can and cast the vampiric touch spell, whatever the blade is currently touching. It's kind of overpowered, as it heals you for half the damage that it does, as well as deals some necrotic damage.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna say, can I take the sword?
He shrugs and says, "You choose the sword you choose. If the sword also chooses you, it will work."
Okay. How do I make the sword choose me?
Says, "Test it out. If you feel any magic from it, instead of just seeing it, then it has chosen you."
Okay, I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna let you know though, I'm not good at sword play. Like,
No.
I'm not gonna be super powerful. So will I still know if it's magical, or
Yes.
what do you want me to try it out on?
He snaps his fingers and a wooden dummy appears in front of you.
Like, kind of not very gracefully swing the sword at it.
Okay, as you swing the sword, the obsidian cuts straight through the dummy and power rush through your body as the sword tunes to you.
Oh, cool.
You'll have control over Black Razor. Now, once attuned to Black Razor, your alignment becomes one step closer to chaotic evil. You said your alignment was chaotic neutral, right?
Yeah.
I believe that would make you lawful evil now.
Alright.
So, now you have to choose your armor. Basically, all the armor looks the same except one set, and that set is completely different from the rest.
I'm gonna kind of just like act like I'm perusing all the other armor when really I'm not even like paying attention to it. I'm just gonna go straight to the other one.
Okay, the armor that is different looks a lot like the one that Hades is wearing, except it has two slightly larger shoulder plates that have markings that show it to be one rank higher.
I'm gonna ask him, what does this armor do? That's so special.
He just kind of looks at you and says, "Don't touch it." Even he seems scared of whoever's supposed to use that armor.
Who's gonna use this armor that I shouldn't touch it?
He looks at you, he shakes his head, and he just sits down, and he doesn't look like he wants to talk about that at all.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Clearly a sensitive topic.
Okay, I'm gonna just look at, just grab another piece of armor, I guess, or another armor set. What kind of armor is it?
All of the sets of armor are big armor that has been enchanted with, so they can cast Shield of Faith as a reaction.
Okay, but if I put it on, well, am I gonna, like, get more evil?
No, this does not seem to have an effect on your alignment.
Because I don't want to be, like, super again. And what was it? Faithful Shield? Is that what you-
Shield of Faith, yes.
Oh, shit.
Just a +2 to your armor class coming from a specific god. This one seems to be coming from Merkul.
Okay, cool.
What is everyone else doing?
I think Hades took me too, because I was with everybody.
Okay, yeah, he would have. You technically also have choice of weaponry or neutral. So you have a choice to make. Which group did you accept the letter of? You received 2 letters, and one was from someone named Grim, who was very respectful and kind, basically just asking you to help him take down an unjust ruler. The other was from someone named Merkul, who
You okay?
just kind of blatantly called you mortal and threatened that if you did not follow him, he would kill you.
I accepted the one that threatened me.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
you accepted the one that threatened you. You are pulled into an alleyway and appear right next to a brick wall. And then out of the brick wall comes an arm covered in plate armor, large claws made out of the ends of the gloves. Then
Lovely.
pulls you into it and offers you armor and a sword.
Oh, look, fine. What armor and sword is he offering? The arm.
One of the
that is.
ones that are around you. Most
Yeah,
are long swords. All seem to be magical.
I want the coolest sword. I want a cool sword.
Okay, well, the coolest one was already taken.
Yeah,
No.
I want the second best.
I tell him to point me towards the strongest sword there.
He looks at you. He moves 2 swords out of the way and grabs a great sword.
Yes, that is the strongest, you say? I'll pick it. I'll take it. That's what I wanted, a great sword. I don't know if it has to be huge, but as long as it's great.
Yeah, really.
I'm going to assume it's this demon man.
Hades.
Yeah,
The
Hades.
literal god of the underworld. I don't know how.
Yeah,
these kids
if
are-
he says it's great, I think it's great.
I kind of want to fight him just to see like how powerful he is. But I mean, we're only level 1 though, and I have like 13 hit points.
I was gonna say, who's like, I want to
The-
fight God at level 1.
The element surprise will be more than enough.
Yes. Sneak attack. Oh.
While he picks the greatest
I'm
of
just being level
swords,
20.
trying to pick up the greatest of great swords, he will die. Wait, so if I attack with the sword, I cast peace at the same time?
And then
or
it
do I have to
says,
cast
it says
separate action?
until someone commits a violent act, they're all peaceful. So like, huh?
You stay away from me.
No, you.
Use it on
Does it
Mushu!
take separate
Use
action?
it on Mushu! Use it on
If
Mushu!
If you use it on Mushu, the next time that is free, I will take your knee.
My question is, do I have to use the sword, or is it a separate action aside from attacking them?
Oh,
with the
until
sword?
someone commits a violent act.
Also
within their
becomes
sight.
So
docile
basically, if I'm
harmless.
wielding
I
the
will
sword,
jump out of
nobody
the
can
and lock myself in the box.
Okay, so what if someone's like in a mirror? I mean, not in a mirror. Like, okay, so there's a person beside them, and there's a mirror behind that person. Stab them. So would they stab them?
Then they have to.
Can we
they
just
have
play
to
D&D?
fight themselves through the death.
So, Colt, Hades just kind of looks at you and goes, "You already have what you need." And
How much?
Wait, what if someone's watching TV and someone on the TV commits a violent act? Do they go
And
against
I'm gonna-
the actor?
and I'm
then they will start
I just
trying to murder that person through the TV. But there's not TVs, so that would be pretty hard.
Hitting the note.